Welcome to a new day. I'd like to thank you for joining us at the Bereaved Parents Club, where we focus on conversations involving real people, real stories, and real healing. May the message of this day be a lamp upon your feet in your journey. During the months of November and December, I chose to discuss with you the idea of dealing with grief during the holidays. But prior to that, you were becoming acquainted with me and understanding how I became a bereaved parent. I was brave enough to take you back to square one, to the most traumatic day of my entire existence, the day that I lost my 15-year-old daughter to suicide. The last words that I uttered to you is she's gone. Well, today, filming this podcast, I thought about what should I say? Where do we go next? And I said, well, we pick up and we go into the aftermath, the planning of a funeral, the healing of the family, how I've still had to parent two other children, how I still was involved in a marriage, how I still had a career, how I was just a woman in the world who lost her child. But then I said, you know what? Let's stop that for a minute. It's a new year. And with New Year's often come resolutions. And oftentimes people are unsuccessful at their resolutions because they don't change their minds. It is the mind that is the most powerful thing to anything that we want to do in life. So I would like to start here today by challenging you with a new way of thinking towards healing. After losing my daughter, I started to think YOLO, you only live once. I started to believe in carpe diem, seize the moment. I became more in tune with my creativity and nature. And I just took to travel. Not long ago, my husband and I returned from a cruise that took us to Jamaica and Mexico, two of my most favorite places here on earth. But I knew about the cruise way in advance. So while I was here at home, I was planning for Jamaica and Cozumel. While I was here at home, I was planning what we would wear in Cozumel and Jamaica. While I was here at home, I was planning what we would do and what we would eat in Cozumel in Jamaica. I was going from point A to point B. And then I realized something. I'm missing out on a whole lot of my vacation just thinking about point A to B. What if, Tisha, when you got in the car, you started your vacation there? And you looked out the window and you took in all of the nature, the mountains, the valleys, the rivers, the lakes. What if, Tisha, when you're at the airport, you go to the oasis of a lounge and you socialize with your husband and other people who are excited about their vacations? What if, when you get in the airplane, you look out the window in amazement and wonder like a kid that's going through the clouds, seeing the land below, and you're seeing yourself go higher and higher and higher? What if you talked to the Uber driver and looked around at the different scenery while you were driving through the city of Miami? Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is if I didn't change my attitude, I would have missed out on over half of my vacation. 2 days in Jamaica and Cozumel, a vacation worth 9 days. When we lose someone, we often go to these questions. Will the pain ever end? Will my life be the same? Will I be happy again? When will I stop hurting? We are seeking point A to B, sadness to happiness. We are seeking life in shambles to life returning as it were. Well, unfortunately, that's not the case. Healing is not a destination. Healing is a journey. And you, my friend, have been thrust at the intersection of what is familiar and what is unfamiliar. During my time of study this morning, I was watching Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts, and she discussed this very thing and how we have familiar and unfamiliar, and how oftentimes some people just want to stay in what they know, and some people want to rush to the new thing. And she begged to differ that we need to stay right between the two. So I'm going to tell you that's where we need to be, present in our moment of familiar against unfamiliar. The first thing that you do is you embrace it. You embrace that this is my life. I cannot rewind and change time. Can't bring my daughter back. You can't bring back who you lost. I can't fast forward time and get to what might be better. I have to stay right there. Now you can avoid. Yeah, you can do that. But your avoidance will lead you to a mirage of a destination. Stand in the rawness of your reality so that you can arrive at your point of healing. The second thing you need to understand is in that familiar, though it looks disarrayed, you can't recognize the routines, you can't function as it were, there are ashes that you can bring out and build beauty from. You are still you. The intelligence you had, the strength that you had, the people that you had, they're there. And they can move you and merge you between the familiar and unfamiliar. Thirdly, don't check out, check in. Whenever I'm looking for a hotel to stay at, I'm looking at the amenities. I'm looking at their ratings. Choose better for yourself. Check in to particular resources and strategies that can help upgrade you, that can build you back up to where you want to be, to your standards. And lastly, don't be afraid to ask for help. Back there, you may have been able to lift 100 pounds. Here, between the familiar and the unfamiliar, maybe you can only lift 50. Ask a friend to pull the rest. Now, don't let your independence get in the way. I did. I thought I could handle it all. But I had to learn the art of delegation. I had to learn how to say no. I had to learn what I could and could not do anymore. And I had to depend on the shoulders of others. Your healing is a journey, not a destination. And your journey will be all the better once you set your mind as to how you're going to live it out.